as a 12-year-old kid, I had this group of friends who would play video games. We'd talk. We'd do all this stuff together. I'd hang out with them. And I tried to spend as much as my hours, much as the day, much of my time speaking to them. And they were always the exact same. Video games, school, scrolling. All of these three things. And this was their life. This was their entire life, what it was about. You see, I used to live like that as well. My mental health plummeted. My physical health plummeted as well. And I felt like there was nothing that ever mattered. So we talk and we talk and we talk. I'd always get laughed and made fun of. And sometimes when I tried to talk, I'd get interrupted. I could barely speak. And if I said anything out of the ordinary, I'd be criticized. Everybody would point and laugh at me, whilst we'd be chatting up on the microphone playing Fortnite. I'd be trying to ask them for help and, they were all toxic. They all treated me terribly. I was literally like the runt of the litter. I was treated so terribly by these toxic people, which I called my friends. And I tried, but I never understood that they were toxic. They were toxic deep within. Because above all of that, the layers I put between us, we'd always do the same things. Video games, scrolling. And guess what my life trajectory was? It was all the way down here. To the depths. To the literal depths. Because my life was only about school, video games, scrolling. The second I got back home from school, I'd scroll for hours and hours and hours. Oh, it's time to go to sleep now. But I keep scrolling. I'd be playing video games. I'd be also doing some homework. My life was trying to get all of this together. All of this high dopamine, high stress things. And those friends I had were the exact same as me. They'd always talk about, did you see the new update, the new patch in the video game? They'd always talk about the video game, the scrolling, this issue, that issue. And if there was any kid who was fat or slow in the group, you'd get made fun of. Because everybody else was one of the fastest runners. Probably everybody was almost faster than me. I was faster than only 2 or 3 guys in the group. But I was still one of the slower ones. I was skinny. I was depressed. I mean, think about it. Coming back from school, after school, just to sit down, scroll, do homework, and play video games. Is that a life? Is that a life that's worth living? So I'd always scratch my head because, I have this missing assignment. So I'd always try and rush until the last minute, last second, last hour. And I'd always rush. Of course, I'd get them done, but I had to stay up until 11 p.m., 12 a.m. to get all my assignments done. I literally had sleep deprivation. My mental health was at the lowest. And I always felt horrible being one of the worst people in the group. Because between me and the group, we all knew. All of us were the exact same. Almost the exact same. I'd always get pointed at for being abnormal, different. For having different beliefs, different thoughts. They'd always point at me and laugh. And you know the lies that they tell you in school, to tell the teacher when you have a problem, to tell the principal when you have a problem. I listened to that. I tried that. It got me nowhere. Nowhere. And upon all of these years and years of having these friends, these toxic friends I had, I cut them off. I cut them off. And sure, they'll call me weird. They'll have their TikTok brain. They'll scroll endlessly. Within the first 30 seconds, if they ever click on this video, they're probably just gonna click off and get back to scrolling. They have the TikTok brain, TikTok mind, where their dopamine is just fried. They can't focus for 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Simply of me trying to talk, giving advice, because TikTok has corrupted the minds. It's literally ruined the attention span of the young generation. Literally online. Because guess what the 90%, the 95%, even the 99% of average young men who click on this, they click off within 30 seconds, a minute, and they get back to scrolling. Subway Surfers, all this high dopamine, all this stuff. This is no high dopamine, no edits. And I'm not here to waste your time. If you're looking to get happy, then click off and go back to your loser lifestyle. I'm here to help those who are willing, who are trying, who are committed to being better, so that they don't waste their life away. The thing is, we all live the average lifestyle, and we hated every single living second of it. And we want it out. I was always the one who needed to be... what? Treated terribly by everybody? Everybody would treat me like the runt of the litter, like I was stupid. I cut them off. Cut them off. Those loser friends, the ones who are going to criticize you, even after you part, cut them off. Cut them off. You see, that's your competition. The average 90, 95, 99% of men. That's your competition. The TikTok minds who are already clicking off within 30 seconds of this video. That's your competition. That's who you're competing against. And it's so easy. It's so easy to get ahead of them. Because I know if you want some good advice, you're still here listening. You're not like the rest of the 99% of the TikTok minds who already clicked off. You're still listening. That's why you already beat them. By being here, listening for a few minutes. You've already beaten your competition. Your competition's attention span is literally that of a gnat. A literal gnat. Their monkey brains are just TikTok scrolling. TikTok scrolling. And you do this for hours and hours and hours. They have a messy room. Their lifestyle is not in check. And they hate their lives. But that's your competition, who hate their lives. And any second, you're abnormal, weird, you're looked down upon. When the average are looked up upon. Why is that? Why is that the average are looked up upon? When they hate their lives. You see, when you have competition, when you're competing, you know what happens? That fear that instills within you, that you don't want to lose, because your reputation is ruined, your honor is ruined. Those two major things that you do not want ruined. You know when you compete with a man, whether it be chess, sports, a fight, you know when you're competing, your reputation and honor is on the line. It's on the line. But when you, yes you, win against your competitor, you gain testosterone. You protect your honor and your reputation, and you aren't humiliated. And you get lots of respect from men, especially. Your competition is the exact thing that drives you. That drives you to push, compels you to push as hard as possible. Even a couple push-ups today to get started already puts you ahead of the rest of the 99% of young men who literally hate their lives, play video games, scroll, and work their McDonald's job. Even a couple push-ups puts you ahead of your competition. Literally. Do you understand how easy it is to get ahead of the rest? The 95 and the 99%. Do you understand how easy it is to get past them? Even a couple push-ups set you apart. And you're in the upper echelons of competition. Because you've already put them in the dust. They're in the dust. They're too slow. They can't catch up. They're stuck back there. When they realize a couple push-ups, some activity, stop being a lazy person sitting on a couch sofa eating potato chips sets them apart and puts them in the upper echelon of competition. They stay down there because it's easy. It's easy, it's average, it's not looked down upon. But in the upper echelons of competition, that's where it gets hard. That's where struggling starts. That's where everything, you realize it's hard. Because you understand that the 95-90% is way easier to pass. Way easier than the upper echelons where you're stuck. You're stuck and you're trying and you're struggling to push forward. But you don't want to end back that lifestyle. So you keep pushing and you keep pushing. Seriously, your competition is probably sitting on a couch, eating potato chips, playing video games, have already clicked off within the first 30 seconds. Back to their infinite doom scroll. With their junk food, with their French fries, with their hamburgers. All of that. If you just change your lifestyle, this would put you ahead of them. But if you're too lazy, to even do 5 push-ups by the end of today, do not blame anybody but yourself. Don't blame anybody but yourself. Because it's this easy. Do not blame anybody but yourself when you haven't taken at least 5 push-ups by the end of today. You don't even need gym equipment. You don't even need money. Get on the ground and 5 push-ups now. You can pause the video right now. I'm hoping you've done the 5 push-ups by now. I'm hoping you did the task, which I just said to do. Because I just helped you put yourself in front of most of the average guys. I literally just helped you push past them. There'll still be some average guys, some gym bros, who will grind though. So you have to continue. You have to continue grinding. You have to continue putting in the work. Even when you're tired, don't even stop. Don't even stop. Don't do what you feel like. Don't do what you feel like you should be doing. Do what you need to be doing. So get your lifestyle, get your life in order. Stop being a lazy guy on the couch. Stop being a lazy guy on the couch. You look in the mirror in the bathroom and you see this potato physique. Pudgy physique. How do you live with this? How do you live with this without actively trying to fix it? Or on the other hand, you're a skinny twig. A skinny twiglet. To the point where you can literally see your ribs. Bulk. Literally, if you're a skinny twiglet to the point where you see your ribs, where your forearms are skinny, you need to bulk. You need to bulk. You need to add mass. You need to add muscle. Size. Mass. Stop being either of these two. Get your physical body in check. Get your health in check. Get your health in check. You see, that's your competition. The 95 and 99%. If you've done the 5 push-ups, like I told you to do earlier in this video, you will beat them. But if you haven't even done them, if you haven't done the 5 push-ups, listen to me when I say, you cannot blame anybody else but yourself because you couldn't do the simplest task. So the 95 and 99%, you must beat your competition. That's your competition. When you're in the race, they're here, you're here. If you even did the 5 push-ups, you're already here. And they're struggling. They're not even moving. You're pushing way ahead of them. So don't let up and win.